Good day, folks. Today, it's just I just talk about a little bit advertisement of my book. It's been a while. This book has been sold out, and um, if you really want it, you need to check eBay, Amazon, or other market in your domestic country. But in out of the stock, which means the second, even in a new book, in a second hand book, the cost is a little bit higher than before. So you may inconvenient, right? Sometimes I checked the eBay last day. The cost itself is over $120 almost, including the not including the shipping cost, which is ridiculous, or price, because the book itself is not provide enough, right? So some people may consider to give up to buy it, right? Because it is so expensive. I think the two times expensive than the original price. Original price is basically 3,900 yen, adding a tax. So maybe basic price is 4,200 yen, which means I think the $50, less than $50, you can buy it. Of course, you have to pay shipping cost if your country don't have it. You need to spend to get from overseas, to by the airmail or shipping, which is like more than $20 almost. So maybe usually people who are really interested in the book, maybe you can get this. I think it's $60 or $70, but now it's $120, which is ridiculous. So the publisher announced me to reprint the books itself, to restock to the market. So if you wait a little bit, maybe you can get it in a correct price, a reasonable price. So you need to hurry up. Maybe you shouldn't spend so much money on this, because because the company itself reprinting maybe the next month, on the May, or July, whatsoever. So you can just wait. And and at this time, uh, according from the difficulty to transport to the other countries or book itself, are the publisher are considering, it's just considering, it's just it's just not, it hasn't decided yet, but consider to publish as electric book, which is maybe released from Kindle, Kindle, whatsoever. So you can download from the internet to your personal tablet, which is like iPad or other devices, which has the very huge screen. You can read it. You can have it in the future. But this is just uh, like uh, you know they are just considering, but so it hasn't decided yet. But I think it will be, because the um, shipping is it's kind of inconvenient for each other, right? Uh, in my country, which is Japan, we have very interesting book market system to spread out the any kind of book into the each small bookstore to save the people who are ready to have to want to have some opportunity to read every kind of book in a bookstore. Okay, to put to this kind of I think the system itself is originally I think made in Japan and very unique. I think it's totally different from the other countries. I think the book itself is some kind of special stuff in Japan to selling in the market. I think different from the other product. It's not the same as the other plastic model product or whatsoever. The different route of the they use. So especially to selling the book itself into to the other countries or even in Japan, we have some very a little bit um, confusing way to sell it. Okay, especially one of my Chinese friends said to me, uh, he said he can't buy it in he can't buy it my book in China because China has some kind of strict I think rules protected by some kind of very prohibit to import from the other countries idea images information whatsoever, right? So even if the Chinese people really want to have my book, they can't get it. They can't import. So maybe there is only two way. Maybe they give up or they come to Japan to buy my book and then go back, right? So which is pretty inconvenient all the time. And since I published 1920, I just published 2018. It's been nearly 2 years past. I have so many requests to get the information of how to get my book in your country, how do I read it, how do I buy it, or are there any stock in your whatsoever. I got so many direct mail from my friends, but actually I'm not a shopkeeper, I'm just author. The author means this is the basically meaning of the commercial selling, right? Commercial publishing. So there is a two different way to publish your book. Is the one way is you spend whole money. You spend whole money to print, edit, to sell. If you spend your money into just all of that, you can publish it. Nobody spend. You just spend, right? So you can publish, and you have to sell it, and you have to maybe you if you spend Okay. I don't know how much you have to spend because this is not self-publishing. This is commercial publishing. So if you spend your money to get your book, maybe I don't know how much does it cost, but I think you throw away so much money, to make your own book. But this is the commercial publishing. Commercial publishing means the publisher itself has responsible for making, printing, or editing, printing, selling, and afterwards they have responsible for that. And which means I don't have to buy it. I don't have to spend my money. I just gave the little percent of the uh, how do I say publishing income, right? So maybe the cost itself is something like this, and then the publisher pay me a couple percent of the benefit to me. So I don't have to anyway. I don't have to have so much stock on by myself. So I don't have to sell it. I just waiting for to other to the people who have really have to sell it, right? So this is the commercial publishing. So commercial publishing, which means I don't have so much right to change things, which is like, okay, this is written in Japanese word, a little bit English. So if I really want to publishing as the some kind of translation version, which is written in Chinese or Latin or other language, I can't because I don't have right to change my book. Okay, so if someone who I really want to uh, understand in their country's word, in their languages, I can't help because I can't change it. So if I change it and if I publish by myself, it's a violation of it's kind of violation of the contract. So I can't. Which I just I just like have some a little permission to do to the whatever the publisher do. I just have a permission. I have a right to the permission. I don't have the right to change. I don't have the right to to offer the customers. So this is the basically comes from the commercial publishing. So this is commercial publishing books. So um, if you are really interested in, don't ask me anyway. I don't have any right to do everything. I just have a little bit permission, as I said. Okay. So anyway, it's been 2 years I passed, and I have many question, and some question was sent it to the publisher, what sort of person they want, they really want to have it, or to I think the to give the person who are really interested in my book to opportunity to read it is, I think the electric book is one of the good way, I think. And actually if I compare with the printed images, which is something like this, with compare with the like you know on a display on a computer of the images, maybe the printed images is much better than the display one. Okay, um, just because basically the images itself printing by the ink is basically used by the four different colors basically. Okay, so the print itself, the quality of the appearance, or the depth of the expression, or the detail or whatsoever, is much clear and much deeper than the display images, because the display images is basically used by three colors. Okay, lighted three colors. Okay, so the display, if you are really familiar with the computer thing, maybe you may better to understand much better than me. But I can tell you the display is using by the three bright, right? So the shining itself. But the printed images is it's not bright itself. Okay, so the depth itself is always controlled by the brightness. If you looking at the computer display, right? So which means you may not have some expression or idea or sense from original color. Okay, the depth, the color itself is not shiny, right? In a natural situation. Okay, natural environment, the everything that you can see is basically you can see clear from the sunrise, right? Sunlight. Okay, every creature, everything that you can identify, it is beautiful, this is awful, this is colorful, which is not. Maybe the thing itself is not shining all the time. So the same thing happen. If you see the display, maybe you can understand the at least what it is, right? But you may not get from the some kind of impression, or the kinds of how do I say, I don't know, but okay, for example, if you see the very famous picture, very famous artist picture, which is like Mona Lisa in overseas, you can see normally, you can see in internet or some other books or whatsoever, which is very famous. But I think you should watch directly by yourself, directly by your eyes. Is much better. You can get the more dramatically well impression from your original sightseeing, not from the pictures, not from the internet display, whatsoever. The same thing happened. So I don't think if the electric books has been released, even so, I think the original printed, the worth of the original printed books is not decrease. I think the still the quality of the book itself is still keeping, but uh, basically the book itself has pretty limited to product because the book is not selling well in a worldwide economic, right? People are some people doesn't want to have the book. Some people are very handy with the ebook. Some people are really handy with because of the budget, right? Much I think the electric books is I think definitely much cheaper and more advantage, which is maybe the people who are very really too hard to get the book in your country. Maybe instead of that, maybe you can get from the internet, right? You can download it. You can you can upload to your tablet, iPad. Maybe you can read it. So, and if you are really want to have the original book, maybe you can just try it. You can just try to download it and just have a look, and then you can check whether the books itself is very reasonable for you or not. Maybe after that you can decide to buy to my book. Like all the things is always really up to you, but I think the ebook is I think the one of nice idea and still so this is not I think the 80% of the content itself is the full of the picture. It's not the reading of the not so much article. Even in an English sentence is much less than Japanese words. So I think the if the whole books are turned to the internet data for download itself, I think the worth of the book itself is the same. I think the picture of the printing is much better than to see from the display itself. So it's really up to you. But I think um, maybe I can announce to you sooner or later in my Facebook account or Instagram account. Maybe I can tell you. If you are really interested in, maybe you can check it. And basically, this book is uh, contain the basically carrier uh, Navy carrier aircraft, um, which is F-14 Tomcat and F-4 Corsair. To how do I express the some kind of techniques, using some kind of techniques to figure out. So once you read it, you can try it. I think this book is not for the totally for not for the beginners. I think a little bit you may feel difficult if you have knowledge if you're not if you are not familiar with the aircraft model. Maybe you need to feel a little bit difficult, very hard to understand. But if you are a little bit good skill, maybe you can try after you read it. Okay, so and this is the my iconic product and still very valuable. I hope. Okay, and I think since I started to modeling and it's been I spent I think 5 years, and then I just cooperate with the publisher to create the books or magazines whatsoever. um, I never had such kind of idea of the or issues of the book market. How do they create the book? How do they sell in the book? How do they treat the books to the market? I have never had such kind of idea of knowledge, but since then, I knew a lot of things, and the book itself has, as I said, a little bit unique in that way, unique system in Japan. So and overseas are also different. Some kind of I think there is one specific modeling magazine which is created in Japan, has distributor in a outside of Japan, which is overseas. So if they have distributor itself, maybe the book itself is more convenient to spread out in their country. But if they don't have it, it's very hard to find it because they don't treat, they don't import, they don't sell it. So, or even for example in Malaysia, they don't have it. They don't have, especially in my publisher case, they don't have any distributor in their country. So so I just asked my friend, how do they get my book in their country? He just said, oh, the shopkeeper buy it in Japan. Okay, 20 books in Japan, and then after they go back to their country, the other shopkeeper buy from that shopkeeper. Okay, he's not distributor, he's just a customer at that time, right? So the shop buy the books from the other shop, which is very usual in their country, but this is unusual things in Japan. Okay, it's not consumer to consumer. This is like customer to customer, right? This is pretty. I think the more. I think it doesn't have any business, right? If you buy from the if you want to have some very nice plastic kit model, but you don't have it because you can't buy it, so you buy it from the other person, right? Person to person. It doesn't have which means there is no business background, right? Just just a trade of the second-hand stuff, so it doesn't have any market. Okay, so these kind of things is happen actually. So to avoid this, I think to improve the things and stuff like that, I think the electric book is more the things that more like nice way. I mean, to improve that kind of situation, but it's all the publisher decide, because this is, as I said, this is commercial publishing, so I cannot decide. But I think this is good way, but I can't make any decision. I just give them permission to do that. Okay, so if everything has decided, and if everything has done, maybe I can tell you. So you don't have to buy right now. Okay, right. Maybe I hope understand what am I going to say. I wanted to say. So see you then. Bye bye.